Hey everyone, this is Wild and Woolly Gaming, soon to possibly be another YouTube name. Who knows? Either way, before I start this, just want to remind you guys, help out my channel, like, subscribe, comment if you want. Tell me what you think. But today I'm going to be going over the AR-234 C3, which is, by all accounts, at its 7.0 battle rating. It used to be 6.3 or 6.7 in arcade battles. This thing is a space plane. I can't tell you how many times, like how many matches I get into where this thing goes, 9,000, 10,000 meters with no issues. In the sky. It's just, and no one wants to reach you. No one can reach you because so many of the planes that you're facing are, piston powered and mediocre jets, It's just these four engines just accelerate it so quickly. It's just absolutely absurd. This has got to be a higher rate of climb, at least in medium altitudes. So it's an excellent, well-handling plane, and even with these bombs, it's just still such a quick plane. Really, that's the only fault are the bombs. It's just it needs more, but what do you do? It was built as a recon plane and kind of converted to a bomber later. Either way, I'm going to show you guys what I mean. Guess just stick around and we'll get into this match. Okay, so this is probably a fairly favorable match for me, being that there's such crazy cloud cover. The only thing is, I got into this match about 20 seconds after it started, so that kind of puts the fighters at an advantage over me, so I'm going to drop my bomb load right now. Typically, I don't. It's not really my favorite thing to do, and I'm going to climb up to the side just to kind of make sure I survive this. If I don't, I don't. If I do, I do. But see how quickly I climbed up to, above the cloud tops? That's pretty incredible. Who am I even facing? I've got there's nothing on that team that is a jet. So I should be pretty set here just to kind of do what I want. And keep in mind, I actually completed my heat missions a while ago, so I'm just doing this for fun. Like, this is really just, I love this plane. Like I said, the only major fault would be the bomb load, but even still, it's not that bad, all things considered. I can take out at this tier about a quarter of a base, so, look at that. Look at the climb rate. I'm not even really moving all that fast. It's still climbing pretty well. So, but once I drop these bombs, even out a little bit, get to around 6,000. Well, I am around 6,000 meters now. You'll see what I mean. Oh! No, I got someone on me. I got a TA-154. I'm going to have to just outpace this guy. Look at that. This guy cannot keep up with me. He's just giving up. He's giving up. This is what I mean. This thing is like, I don't know if you guys know your history all too well, or it's not even knowing your history. It's just kind of a weird thing that the Germans did in or prior to World War II. There was a rocket plane that they wanted to create called the Silbervogel, and essentially what that was, and of course there wasn't like a well-defined knowledge of what it takes to get to space, at least with a relatively heavy vehicle. So it was a single-stage launch vehicle that could, that in their theory, it was launched on a sled and could, really just get into space. It was eventually kind of morphed into what they called the antipodal bomber, where you would just kind of, bomb people from space. And it was an interesting idea. It never went anywhere, well, at least with the Germans. And, you can make an argument in a very loose sense, have something similar to that nowadays, but not really. But either way, so this is, in this game, the AR-234 C3 is essentially the Silbervogel. I just wish that this thing had a different, skin, where it was actually silver. Oh, man, that guy couldn't catch me. Couldn't catch me, and this isn't, a one-time occurrence. Every single time I've tried filming for this, so to speak, episode, every single match. I don't think I've died in this thing in 5, 6, 7 matches. Heck, I've hardly been shot, and when I do get shot, I take out the enemy, This yak might be trying to come for me, though. But I mean, that's the great thing about this bomber is that I've got the ability to defend myself, or go on the offensive, so I can defend other bombers even if I want as well. So like, just look at this climb rate. I'm hardly losing speed. Look, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. I can't even count that quickly. It's moving faster than I can count. I just gained 500 meters in a few seconds. And yeah, I lost some speed, albeit at that point. But I also gained my bomb. Yeah, my bomb's back as well. But you're talking, this thing, it really has no difficulty getting up to 600 kilometers per hour at, 7,500 meters. It's just, nope. Let's just get back up to a relative. I'm gaining altitude and I'm gaining speed with these bombs on me. Like, this is crazy. And of course, you could say, oh, well, there's plenty faster bombers. And yeah, there are. I'm not going to argue with that. But for a 7 BR, and it used to be 6.7, I wish it still was. I really wish it still was. But then it'd be kind of a little bit more broken. This plane is just absolutely absurd. We are playing, well, not on the edge of space, really, but it feels like it, compared to where the other planes facing this thing could fly. Like, I'm not even trying. I'm getting up to, 8,000 meters just inadvertently. I shouldn't be flying this high just because my bombs aren't going to touch ground before other people bomb those targets, but still. I mean, these 4 engines, like, the B2, the regular 2-engine variant without the forward-mounted guns, it's a lackluster machine. It's probably befitting at 6.3 BR, at least in arcade. But this, with the addition of the extra 2 engines, I can't tell you how quick it accelerates. I mean, even when I first had access to test fly it, when I first unlocked it, because I never unlocked anything really in the German tree prior to this. Well, I never took German bombers all too seriously. It just wasn't my thing. I've always been a huge fan of the fighters, but the bombers always, that never really made me feel that good. But this, it's not that great of a bomber, but you won't die. If you get this thing upgraded, to probably about 2/3 of the upgrades that are required, I mean, I'm telling you, its capability to go into the air is just unheard of at this level. It is just ridiculous. I'm not even really losing speed. And look at that altitude I'm gaining. I mean, it's not like, an F-100 or an F-86 even. This is a freaking World War II jet. German jet. Bomber, no less. And it's doing all this. I'm sitting comfortably at 9,000 meters. And eventually, I mean, I've gotten this thing so high where it just does, you know what, I'm going to destroy it. Nah, I'm going to bomb this one. So, I've gotten so high in this thing that it actually would not allow me to bomb. It just says your altitude is too high. Essentially we won't allow you to bomb. So, I mean, just look at that. I mean, the cloud cover helps too, because no one can actually see me. But, like, this is absurd. Let's just go into a slight climb here once I hit 9250. So, count this. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. I just... Oh, man. Like... If you just upgrade this, in Aces especially, I mean, it is just a machine. Like, losing 500 meters at this altitude does not matter at all. I mean, it's such a non-issue. Just because that A-26 is going for that, I'm just going to try to bomb this. Wish me luck. Okay, good thing I went for it. Oh! Game almost crashed. Wow. Good thing it didn't. I don't know. I don't know what just got recorded there, but wow, that was kind of bad. Never had that happen before. Or it just freezes. So, I just have to go away real quick. Do I have anyone even trying to come towards me? Of course not. I saw an S0... Oh, Narvel. cool. Whatever. By destroying this base, it should put us in a pretty good position to win. I'm going to see if there's anyone bombing our base actively, because if there's anyone that can stop them, it'd be me. Being that I'm already at the altitude. So, yeah, losing any altitude really does not matter. Do they have, so they got a B-29. It's probably flying in the clouds. Like, look at my speed! I'm almost at top speed right now at 7,000 meters. Man, this thing is good. What I'm probably going to do... Yeah, you know what? I might just... Oh, there he is. I'm going to drop this. I'm going to go for the B-29. Maybe I should just go for the B-29. Nah. I'm going to drop this first. Okay. Let's do this. This B-29 cannot catch me. At all. Like, I'm not even losing speed! The energy retention on this thing is ridiculous at this altitude. Wow, come on, give me a kill. Give me a kill. I want this. Man, no! Match ended. This guy is lucky. Either way, you saw that. Man. Anyways, I remember, like, right before I actually researched and purchased that plane, people, like, someone was telling me, don't get it, you know, it's not necessary, and this is no strike against you, guy, but, you know, he said it's just not that worth it. But, man, like, at least in Operation Heat, where you have a lot of people flying around the same BR, and there's just a lot of people participating in it, maybe that kind of skews it to be more in favor of the C3. Being that I've just been consistently placed in great battle ratings. I can't tell you how many. I could probably just count one or two matches, like, over the past 10 or 15 where I faced, like, an ME-262. Like, at worst, I'll come up with something that's same BR. At absolute worst, this thing is absurd. Anyways, dudes, thanks for watching. You know, like I said, like, subscribe. You know, I really... you know, I love you guys watching these videos, and I hope you guys get something from it. I mean, you know what? Heck, I'll turn this into a plane rating video. You know what? This plane, as just a regular BR-7 plane, I'm going to give it an 8.5 out of 10, because it has insane acceleration relative to what it is. It's got great speed, really good maneuverability, and pretty decent armament. You know, 220mm cannons is good. That can mess anyone up, regardless of BR. You know, in terms of a bomber, just being a pure bomber, I'd probably give it like a 4 or a 5 out of 10. You know, just because of the bomb load. But as, you know, a functional bomber, in terms of usefulness to your team and the fact that you probably won't get killed in this thing, I got to give it a few extra points in that. So I guess usefulness, you might want to consider it to be a 6 out of 10. You know, and really just where it sits for the BR, I got to give that like an 8.5 out of 10. You know, it's not perfect. I've gotten shot down a few times. You know, so there's that. But most people just give up, you know, or they can't reach the altitudes you can reach so much quicker than they can. You know, and again, as far as bomb load is, you know, concerned, it's mediocre. So I'd probably give that like a 3.5 or 4 out of 10, just because even if I could carry the same capacity in terms of TNT charges. Even if I could, with more, like, bombs, I think that'd be significantly better. You know, you give me the same equivalent or thereabouts, you know, with this much TNT just spread over more bombs, and this would be a much more useful plane. You could actually destroy a lot of ground targets with it. But, you know, unfortunately, that's not the case. This is more of kind of like a something that chips away at bases. But, man, if you get high enough, I mean, you can destroy 1 or 2 bases by yourself. Maybe 3 by the end of the match, and then if you have a B-29 or something else working with you, you know, you could really take out their home base. So this is, I mean, overall, I got to give it, because it's not perfect. Its bomb load is pretty restrictive. I got to give it a 7.5 out of 10. But if you take that away, I mean, this thing's well over an 8, 8.5. So, you know, it's Really a great plane. Anyways, again, thanks guys. Watching my video. It really means a lot to me. And again, keep flying, keep tanking, and I'll see you guys in space. Take care.